year after Zimbabwe's election, Emmerson Mnangagwa's government has embarked on a reform, rebuild, and restructure agenda to revive its economy. The mining industry is momentous to the development of Zimbabwe as it contributes significantly to the country's GDP. The government has launched an ambitious plan to transform the country's mining sector into a $12 billion industry in the next 4 years. In a bid to attract investment, Parliament repealed the indigenization and economic empowerment legislation which required indigenous Zimbabweans to own a controlling stake in foreign-owned companies. The lithium mining community has initiated a producers association to boost production with the intentions to make Zimbabwe the first country in Africa to produce lead batteries. Key to this is the construction of a $165 million Arcadia lithium mine plant in Goromonzi.
Prospect Resources is an African mining company listed on the Australian Stock Exchange. The company has been configured to explore and develop mining assets within the African continent, and our focus is on lithium and battery minerals. With a government that is open for business and with a project with Arcadia's merits, the ease of doing business has been quite straightforward. There's been a number of initiatives that Prospect Resources has been able to attain: national project status, a member of the Rapid Results Initiative, Phase 1, 2 and 3, and now going into Phase 4, whereby our project is handled by the Office of the President for rapid results and progress through the permitting process. And finally, we've been able to secure a special economic zone, which is a license that carries a number of merits and attractions for our finances and for our shareholders. Following the groundbreaking by His Excellency, the President of Zimbabwe, late in 2018, Prospect Resources has been focused on the process of financing the business. This has been done in conjunction with the government of Zimbabwe, and for good reason. This project will employ over 1,000 people. It'll show a confidence for the foreign direct investment into Zimbabwe. It'll bring a suite of downstream opportunities in the battery tech sector, and it also brings a series of revenues and royalties for which the government will benefit. And finally, there will be a strong social program with which Prospect will fulfill its obligations to the stakeholders and affected communities.
Building is at the heart of the government's agenda. The Transport and Infrastructure Ministry is upgrading 781 kilometers of road network, re-graveling 483 kilometers, and constructing 22 bridges. The Zimbabwe United Passenger Company, ZUPCO, is the largest bus services operator in the country. They play a critical role in addressing transport challenges by providing cheaper options to citizens. The government has ordered 800 new buses as it revamps its public transport sector.
Ndinoti ZUPCO rakanaka nekuda kuti ZUPCO rakachipa. Chipa kwarakaita ndokutoti mazUPCO asati awanikwa zvaitidhurira isusu sevanhu vanoenda kubasa tichidzoka nguva zhinji. Saka naizvozvo ZUPCO rakatinakira pakuti ndikasvika kumba ndokwanisa kudzoka futi mangwana nosara neimwe mari muhomwe. Saka ndinoti hurumende ingadai yawedzera mabhazi akwanisa kuwanda zvinotibatsira isusu. Upenyu hwedu hunotirerukirawo isu vanofamba nemabhazi aya nguva zhinji, vanoenda kubasa vachidzoka nguva zhinji.
Tinofarira kukwira ZUPCO nokuti bhazi rine mutengo wakanaka wakaderera unofadza vabereki.
Takukwanisa kunge tichichengetedzawo mari zvokuti tokwanisa kuti tinge tichishandisa mari pane zvimwe zvinotibatsira muupenyu. Pane kuti mari inenge ichiperera mukufamba tichienda kubasa nekudzoka kana mudzimwe nzendo.
Kumusha kwakusasaendeki kwakuendeka nekuda kweZUPCO.
Agriculture has long been the bedrock of the economy. Zimtrade, the country's export body, is capacitating a number of agriculture projects in the horticulture sector. Zimtrade has said that they expect to increase Zimbabwe's horticulture exports this year by about 50% to reach $160 million in value, compared to last year's $112.2 million horticulture export revenue.
My name is Clive Makwanji. I'm the agronomist here. This operation is run by Ambo Enterprise, MAPS Petroleum. We are doing our exports of peas, fine beans and other crops like broccoli. We have got a good relationship with Zimtrade and the government. We get much of our advice and information from the Zimtrade concerning about the license, certifications and other documents for export like permits. So as far as you can see here, we have got 1 hectare of Munch 2. We use 10 laborers every day to pick on a task basis of 30 kgs per day. Our expected yields is ranging from 10 to 14 tons. So we have got specs. So we are very concerned about the export size of the pods. So from here, once we harvest, we take our product to field reaping shed for cooling. Then after that, some few minutes, not more than an hour, take the product to the pack house where we put our product into cold storage for 3 hours, pre-cooling the field temperatures. After that, then we take the product, we grade the product, top and tail, the removing of this top and the tail of the pod. So we leave, the export pod must be like this. Then usually we pack in size of 150 grams, 250 grams, 350 grams, 1.5 kgs, 2 kgs, 3 kgs, 4.5 kgs, depending on the markets. If someone wants to embark into fresh exports as a new farmer, there are a few things that he needs to consider, like availability of water, irrigation, labor, surrounding labor, and type of soil. But most types of soil in Zimbabwe can do very well the business of peas.
With this focused approach to doing government business, Zimbabwe is poised to attain Vision 2030, inclusive of the Sustainable Development Goals. Zimbabwe: restructure, reform, rebuild.